evening, and welcome to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O, and our special guest, Kiana Joyner, who is a licensed clinical social worker. And tonight we're going to be talking about soul healing. And I am super excited for this show. So, listen, if you are watching, go ahead and hit the heart. Let us know that you're here. Put in the comment section where you are tuning in from. And we are super excited that you are here. Before we get started into the show, I wanted to say hello and welcome to March, a brand new month. Our motto here is this is a new movement and a new season, and it is time for you to glow. It is time for you to glow. March represents it's time to bloom, it's time to flourish. The winter is passing us over. It's still cold in some parts, but it's passing us over, and all the heaviness of the winter, it's time to shake it off and go into March blooming. So we're really excited. And we thought, what better way to start March off than to have a conversation with Kiana Joyner and talking about that soul healing and what that journey looks like. But before we get started on this evening, we have some giveaways. So let me tell you how the giveaways are going to work. We need you to like, to share, and to tag someone else. And at the end of the show, we will put everyone's name in a drawing, and in the morning, we will announce our winner. So be sure that you are following us on Facebook as well as you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. So we will be able to see you will be able to know and be notified when you have maybe the winner. We'll see. So let's get started with our first giveaway. And we actually have this amazing journal. It is by Kiana Joyner, and we're going to be talking about this journal on this evening and why she even created the journal. And it's called Take the Step. Take the Step. It is a journal to propel you towards real change. Listen, I looked through this journal. I have not gotten a chance to get into it, but I'm going to be on vacation in the next couple of days, and this will be a part of what's in my suitcase, and I will be diving into it. But as I was looking through it, listen, this you're going to put in some work. You're going to put in some work, and that's what you need to do. And so this is one of our giveaways tonight. It will be an autographed copy for you on tonight. Super excited about that. We also have I Am the Ancestor. This is also going to be one of our giveaways on tonight by Monique Smith. Monique Smith was one of our past guests on Motivational Monday with Jackie O. She has a powerful, powerful story, and she was also her story was made into a Lifetime movie called Not My Family, the Monique Smith story. So we're giving away this amazing book as well. I had a chance to read this book, and it is really, really good. So this is another one of our giveaways. And we're also giving away the Old Girl Yes Self-Care Coloring Book and Things. This is a hardcover, 89 pages of affirmations, scriptures, self-care activities, as well as coloring pages. It's all in here for you. This is one of our giveaways as well. Listen, we have some really great giveaways tonight. So we hope that you are tagging, that you're sharing, and that you are liking this broadcast on this evening. And the last thing we're giving away is our calming butter. If any of you have tried this calming butter, you already know you're going to be straight. So those are our giveaways for this evening. We will be sharing in the morning who the winners are for these amazing giveaways. Shipping, everything is included. Okay, you can't beat that, y'all. So all you have to do is like, share, and tag someone on this broadcast. So are you ready? Are you ready for our guests to come on? I know I'm ready. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time because we really want to get to the meat of the conversation on this evening. So after this break, we will be right back with our special guest, Kiana Joyner. One moment. Kiana Joyner is a licensed clinical social worker with 12 plus years of experience supporting individuals and couples through grief, trauma, identity shifts, and relationship challenges. She blends cultural aware, grounded therapy with practical guidance, helping clients find clarity, emotional safety, and actionable next steps. A certified wealth educator through the Global Family Success Institute, Kiana also addresses the emotional impact of financial stress and unspoken money dynamics, guiding clients toward honest, aligned, and regulated financial conversations. Kiana is the creator of Take the Step, a journal to propel you towards real change. She offers clinical supervision to emerging social workers, and she is known for her warm, steady presence that fosters safety while gently challenging growth. Please help us welcome the brilliant, the beautiful, the dynamic Kiana Joyner to Motivational Monday with Jackie O. Good evening, Kiana. How are you this evening?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, thank you so much for being with us on this evening for Motivational Monday with Jackie O.
My pleasure, thank you.
Yes, I know that you have a really busy schedule. Not only do you and your husband have a practice, which I'm sure you're going to be sharing that with us, but you are a mother and you have a lot going on. So we're very appreciative that you were able to take the time to be with us this evening.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. So, we have so much to talk about this evening, and I want to just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm interested, Kiana, in knowing how did you get on this journey of being a therapist, especially a grief and trauma therapist, because I believe there is a difference than just being a therapist. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you get on this journey, on this path?
Absolutely. So I always knew I wanted to help people. I just really wasn't sure how or what capacity. As I continued in school, I learned more about therapy, and I'd already been helping the women. I was over a floor of young freshman women, and I was already helping them with developing their self esteem and removing the mask and, different things like that. And then I discovered, oh, I could be a therapist and I can do this as a job and get paid for it and something I love. So I just continued down that track, really exploring that. And then I do focus my individual side. I focus on high achieving women seeking more fulfillment. And then I do the couples therapy with my husband. We're a married therapist coach duo. So we're a couple that does couples therapy. So it's kind of a unique piece that we'll offer as well. And shifting into the grief and trauma side, I think it's just realizing that that is at the core of so many people's experience.
Mhm.
And when we realize those deep wounds and those deep hurts that are going on, we can pinpoint it many times to grief and trauma in some capacity. So I really had a desire to help people on that level to experience real change, not where we're just stewing in the mess, but actually working on it and realizing that healing is possible. So that was a part of the shift there too.
Oh, wow. I love how you said at the end that healing is possible because so many people, when they're in the middle of whatever situation that they're going through, they may not feel that healing is possible, but it is possible.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about that and how you take people through that process. I guess first we need to find out what are some patterns and some things that we can recognize to know that we need that therapy or we need
Yes,
that help?
for sure. I think, first of all, it's realizing, do you feel like you're kind of helpless? Like you're not sure what to do. You know something is wrong, you know something just doesn't feel right, but you don't know what direction to go, right? You have friends that you talk to, maybe you've spoken to pastors, maybe you've, watched TikToks and,
Mhm.
different things like that, but you're still feeling like something is missing. So if you have that feeling, that's definitely one sign. I'd also say pay attention to your energy. Do you
Mm,
feel just really depleted, right? Do you feel
yes.
like you're just kind of dragging? Are you kind of stuck in the mundane of the day to day and feel like you have nothing left to give? That's another warning sign. And then another piece is checking in with your own thoughts. Do you feel like your mind is just racing, where
Mm,
you can't really, you know, stop the thoughts? You don't have peace of mind. You feel like there's just so much going on. Those are definitely some key signs that, getting some professional help could be very beneficial.
yeah. Yeah, I like that. And a lot of those patterns and symptoms that you talked about, I guess, some people go through that a lot because they are exhausted, they're overwhelmed, and just all of the things that they may be going through. So I guess my question would be, how would they recognize that they do need help versus, just thinking, "Oh, I'm tired."
Mhm. Yes, it's a difference of how long is it going on for?
Right.
Right? Just being tired is like, "Oh, I stayed up too late watching Netflix and now I'm tired."
Yeah.
Right? But it's a different tired where no matter how much sleep you get, you still feel drained,
Yeah.
right? We're talking about days on end, weeks on end, months on end is normally where there's just that shift. It's not just a normal fatigue. You just feel like you can't drink enough coffee. You feel like you can't, just do enough and that something is just kind of missing.
Mhm.
That's the difference with just kind of typical fatigue that happens every now and then versus that persistent, prolonged emotional drain and fatigue are really those signs to seek help.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I love that. Listen, if you are watching, go ahead and put in the chat. Let us know that you're here, as well as tag someone else, because tonight we're going to be diving deep, and getting an understanding of this healing journey. Because therapy, and that's one thing before we go to our commercial break, I want to talk about a little bit, especially I feel in our culture,
Mhm.
as African Americans, I can say
Yes.
that, is that when I know for me years ago, and I do believe in therapy, I'm gonna tell you that right now. But years
Mhm.
ago, if you mention therapy, it would be like, just go pray, right?
Right.
Just go pray about it, and everything is gonna be okay.
Mhm.
And we didn't know better, but when we knew better, we did better. As well as I believe, yes, it is good to talk to our pastors, to talk to leaders in the church, but I also believe that it is important for us to talk to licensed professionals that
Mhm.
specialize in that area. I know that when my son passed away, I needed to talk to someone outside of my circle.
Mhm.
And not that they were not supportive, but I needed something else. I needed something, I guess you could say, deeper. And that
Right.
was when I was first introduced to grief and trauma therapy, because the loss of my son was trauma. It was traumatic. It was just, I can't even describe it. But that was when I was first introduced to therapy. And I'm like, wow, this, like, we really need this. And I feel we've come a long way
Yes.
because, you know, would you say that we've come a long way, I guess, in your practice?
Absolutely. Yes, I feel like, in some ways therapy is now trendy.
Yeah.
Where people will talk about, "Oh, my therapist said this," or "My therapist," so there are some pieces where it's popular, but we don't want to do it just because it's popular. We want to do
Correct.
it because we actually need it. So I
Correct.
do feel like a lot of that stigma has definitely gone down compared to how it used to be. A
Mhm.
lot more Black women are seeking therapy, a lot more Black men are seeking therapy, and for our community, it's not the same stigma that there had been before. So
Yeah.
that is just really beautiful to see that shift happening.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally agree.
Mhm.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Kiana Joyner, and we'll be talking about understanding emotional processing. We're going to understand how to process this thing. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Almost 6 years ago, Motivational Monday with Jackie O was born out of a simple but powerful need to share inspiration, encouragement, and real conversations with women everywhere. What started as a vision to uplift has grown into a global space where women are reminded to pause, reflect, and move forward with intention. Jacqueline Johnson, the visionary behind the Jackie O brand and creator of this now 3-time Telly Award winning talk show, Motivational Monday with Jackie O, is more than an online show. It's an international movement designed to help women think well, live well, and glow from the inside out. Every episode is rooted in authenticity, purpose, and hope. Because when a woman shifts her mindset, she shifts her life. And that's what we've been doing for nearly 6 years, creating space for growth, healing, and forward movement together. New mindset, new movement. This is Motivational Monday with Jackie O. Welcome back to Motivational Monday with Jackie O with my special guest, Kiana Joyner. And we are talking about healing, that soul healing, and what the
Mhm.
journey looks like. Before our commercial break, Kiana was sharing with us that she works with high achieving women. And so we know, Kiana, high achieving women,
Mhm.
I could say that I'm one, and
Yep,
you are too.
you are.
That there are some things that can be going on with us, but sometimes we push through, right? We just push through the pain, we push through whatever it is that we're going through, and we do not take the time to put in the work to really heal from whatever was going on in our lives that we're going through. Tell us, we because we talked about some of the symptoms and some of the
Yes,
patterns, but
yes.
tell us how to get past that. Like, what are some healing tools and techniques that we can do?
Yes, well, first, it's important to recognize that healing is necessary.
Of course.
Many of us have just pushed, pushed, pushed. We put all these other people before ourselves, and
Mhm.
we don't even realize what's happening within ourselves. So, why we're literally on our last leg because of prioritizing everyone else's needs. We minimize our own. So, we have to first start with acknowledging what are your emotions? What are your feelings? Those are valid. Let's name those,
Yeah.
right? Let's actually identify what is going on with me in
Mhm.
this moment. If I felt triggered by something, do we pause to reflect on why did that bother me? What chord did that strike?
Hmm.
Right? Where does that come from? So we have to get curious about our own feelings and
Yeah.
our own thoughts. We're so afraid many times to be alone with our own thoughts, which is why we stay overstimulated by so many things. Right? My high achieving ladies are always doing the most, but not always for ourselves.
Right.
So it's always a service to other people. So really stopping, checking in with yourself, even simple things of, am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Are we loving ourselves in just the basic needs? Did I shower today? Right? Some of those things that we can just disregard because of everything else that's happening. So, really checking in with yourself, slowing down, getting curious about your own thoughts and feelings before we just keep going, going, going.
Yeah. I like that. And I love how you said in the very beginning, acknowledging. Because
Hmm.
I believe that that is where it starts. We have to acknowledge
Right.
that there's a problem, we need
Yep.
help, and we can't do it alone,
Right.
right? Um, and I feel that so many times, like you said, I wonder if we acknowledge it, but because we're so busy with everyone
Mhm.
else, we just let it shoosh
Right.
over our head, you
Yeah,
know?
we don't chew on it.
Yeah, yeah, we don't chew on it, and or we chew on it and we just keep chewing and chewing and chewing.
That's true. Yep, we do one or the other.
Yeah, and we don't, like, swallow it and let it digest and know that, "Hey, this is what I really need and what I need to do."
Right.
So, now we're acknowledging it, and what would be the next step? Is there something else that we need to do once we do that part?
Yeah, so acknowledging it and then
Mhm.
deciding, okay, what do I need?
Yeah.
Really exploring for yourself, what do I need in this moment? Like I said, so starting with those basic needs, if there may be
Mhm.
something that you need just to take better care of yourself from that angle, but also deciding, is this beyond what I can navigate?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
really being just honest with yourself, do I have the tools to deal with what I'm going through? Or
Yeah.
is it too scary that I don't even want to touch it, which is why I'm staying stuck?
Mm.
So I think those are some good kind of next steps to keep in mind to determine, okay, what do I need? And if you cannot answer that question,
Yeah.
then it's a great opportunity to maybe seek some additional support to help you just kind of uncover and weed through everything to really find that clarity that you're looking for.
Yeah. I love that. I want to talk about your journal, but we're going to take another commercial break. And when we come back, I want to talk about your journal
Yes.
because your journal is one of those tools that can be used
Hmm.
for you to dive, to chew it and
Yes.
digest it and sit with it to of what you need to do next, right? And so we're
Right.
going to talk about how the journal came about, as
Mhm.
well as this powerful tool that women can use to help them get to the next. We will be right back. New year, new mindset, new movement. Letting go of what keeps us stuck. Choosing growth, purpose, and peace. Let's glow forward together. Glowing and growing with Jackie O. There's power in moving forward. No audience, no applause, just truth. Unmask is the courage to keep going when no one is watching, to release the weight and breathe freely. Somewhere along the way, we learned how to smile through pain, to perform strength, to hide what hurts. But healing begins when the mask comes off. Unmask is choosing honesty over perfection, freedom over pretending, and letting your true glow be seen. Welcome back to Motivational Monday with Jackie O with my special guest, Kiana Joyner, and we are talking about the healing journey. The healing journey. And so we talked about how Kiana started this journey and she's working alongside of her husband, as well as we talked about some of the patterns that you can recognize. And we talked about the tools, acknowledging, and then taking that next step. And so one of the tools that is a powerful tool is a journal that Kiana has created. And so we want to talk about that. How did this journal come, to be a part of your life, as well as how powerful is this journal for women and men on their healing journey?
Absolutely. Yes. So the journal is definitely my baby.
Mhm.
And it's something that, like, I knew I always wanted to write a book. Everyone wants to write a book, right? But I wasn't necessarily sure of what that would look like or even the timeline. I
Mhm.
didn't know at the beginning of last year that, within 90 to 120 days that I would be publishing a journal. So everything happened really fast. It started with going to a networking event and, meeting some amazing women and just kind of exploring, sharing my heart, reflecting. And in that, I was sharing actually some of my frustrations with classic journaling. Even as a therapist, when I was in a really dark moment at a point, I, started journaling and I was like, oh, I feel worse doing this. Like, why am I telling people to do this? This is not helpful. So I wanted to create something that actually was helpful, that actually helps us to process through and develop an action step rather
Mm,
than just staying stuck. So the journal has 6 steps that you go through that really help you process your thoughts, your feelings. Why do I feel that way? Do I want to change it? What's my action step? It goes through all of that in a very clear and concise way to help you make that progress. But as I was coming up with these questions and putting things together, I experienced a tragedy like
mm,
none other, where I had a very close friend take her own life.
mm.
And it was the hardest thing by far that I've ever gone through. And it really, put my foot to the pedal to,
Yeah.
okay, you're creating this journal. Let's see how well these steps actually work. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm going to put it to the ultimate test. I'm going to use those steps for my own situation when I'm, at the lowest point that I can ever feel. And I actually felt better. And I was very surprised that going through the steps helped me in my own healing, in my own processing. And it really created this urgency in me that I need to get this journal out as soon as possible because we have no clue what people are going through. You have
Yeah.
no clue what people are dealing with, the heaviness. Like we said, when you
Mm,
go too long just existing, you go too long with that fatigue, you can get worn down. And
yeah.
even the strongest of people that you perceive aren't that strong at the end of the day. They've pushed beyond that limit of what they're able to cope with and just can't. So I pushed through, like I said, it was like 90 days or so, like
Mhm.
after that point of, well, really was like about a month or so after that happened. And today is actually the anniversary of my friend, um, you know, doing that, which makes it really special to be able to share that with you all. And I really see it as it's like a therapist in your bag because we
Yeah.
know not everyone's going to go to therapy, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
you need some sort of outlet, right? You are not meant to go through life by yourself. We don't have the tools on our own to deal with every single situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need a book. Sometimes we need a mentor. Sometimes we need a friend. Sometimes we need a workout buddy. Sometimes we need a journal, right? And it's just a great opportunity to be able to process those thoughts in private and really be able to achieve the goals and the healing that you desire just in a different way. So
Mhm.
I know that's a mouthful,
Yeah.
but that was the story behind my journal. That's my first time sharing on a platform like this, and I thought that today would be very fitting to be able to share that with the world with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, Kiana. And, as you were talking, therapists, they need help too, right? They
Mhm.
sometimes I think we think certain people are super women and super men to where
Mhm.
you're helping everyone, but then you still need that love and that compassion and that help yourself. And so, I was that was good how you shared that story, but you
Mhm.
were not above hurting. You
No.
hurt and you were trying to figure out, okay, everyone else, you put those to use for yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that is really good.
Yeah.
Tell us, so we talked about those patterns and just people navigating through grief and navigating through trauma. And
Mhm.
we talked about some practical tools that women can use today. But what I want to talk about is how can we strengthen our emotional awareness and communication when it
Mhm.
comes to healing and grief and trauma and all of that?
For sure. Yes, so I really think it goes back to that awareness again. Many times we're not fully aware of the impact that it's having on us because we've buried it and we've
Yeah,
stuffed it and we've just continued plowing along. So we really have to be honest
yeah,
about what's happening within you right now? What impact did that trauma have on you still today? Because, things that happened back in childhood have significant impact in shaping who we are and how we view ourselves and how we engage with the world and how we engage with other partners and friends and everything, right? It all matters. But if we don't really know or haven't taken that time to really reflect on how does that impact me today, then we're still just kind of floating.
Yeah.
We're kind of floating around. Many of us can't even name a feeling word. And that's
Mm.
what the journal helps too. We say, well, how do you feel? And you start going on, well, then, this happened and then that happened. And it's like, no, 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 that's what you think.
Yeah.
I'm asking, how do you feel? And people don't really know what to say. Sad, you know,
Yeah.
that there's so much in our feelings and just really being honest about where we're at and what's happening to aid in that healing and in that processing. If we don't even know what's happening, how can we deal with it?
Yeah. And, that's very good that you also talked about our past as a child. We may not remember some things just,
Right.
that happened as a child. It could be subconscious, it could be
Hmm.
buried. And I learned that when I did with my previous marriage, I went through counseling again,
Yep.
you know, and I actually went to a trauma counselor, and it was it was really eye-opening because, you know, a lot of times when people go to counseling, they're like, "Oh, I'm going because that other person needs some help, and I need you to tell me all about how they did me wrong."
Yep.
But
Yep.
we really got to the root of things for me,
Mhm. Yep.
right? And for my healing. And like she took me through some exercises and through some things of when I was a child. And
Mhm.
and it kind of explained, okay, as and even as a teenager, why I do some of the things I do now, why I feel the way I feel now, and even some of the triggers. And I was able to really understand that going through that particular therapy session that I went through.
Mhm.
So that's really important when you talked about, things from our childhood and or from
Oh
different
yeah.
relationships, that
Yeah.
come back up.
Right. And I'm all about like personal accountability, right?
Mhm.
Because trauma helps us understand behavior, but it
Yeah.
doesn't excuse behavior,
Right.
right? So
Right.
we are still responsible for how we react and how we respond in the here and now.
Yeah.
That, what's amazing and challenging about our brain is that even if we're not in the trauma right now, if we're thinking about it enough, it can feel as if we're back at that place. Right.
Yes.
The brain can't distinguish between a real or a perceived threat. If we're having the intense thoughts and the memories, it feels like we're right back there.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's the amazing and frustrating part about the mind and how it works. But yes, but all the more important to really be honest about how we're feeling and how we can also be contributing to our
Mhm.
current, triggers too.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to point the finger at other people. But if you're doing therapy with me, we're going
Mhm.
to look at you
Yeah.
and we're going to and we're going to be honest about what are ways that you're feeding into this, right? What
Yeah.
are ways that you're becoming a victim when you don't have to be.
Right.
You can take back that power. If you have breath in your body, you have the ability to make a change. And you don't have to remain subject to those things that you've gone through before. We have to acknowledge them. We have to face it. We have to be real about it. But we don't have to stay stuck and bound by it.
I love that. We do not have to stay stuck and bound by it.
Yep.
Let me ask you this before we go to our next break. We were
Yes.
talking about that in our mind and our brain, and I've really been studying and just really getting into the rewiring of
Mhm.
our brain, right? How
Mhm.
we can really do that. And I want to talk a little bit about that. So, we're having the healing. Can you share, touch on that just a little bit about how we can rewire, retrain, if you want to say it that way, our
Yes.
brain?
Yes, for sure. I had a session with someone yesterday and we were just talking about this very thing because it was realizing how the behavior and messaging from the parents was still, I'll say, infesting her
Mm,
mind today and her view of herself, feeling like she's the problem, feeling
mm,
like she's not good enough, that she's incomplete, right? And we were realizing that you've taken on their mess and
mm,
you've made that your own. So there's a part about deciding maybe I'm not the problem like I thought. Maybe I am not missing something. Maybe I am good enough. Maybe. Saying I am totally is way too overwhelming, right? But are you willing to consider the possibility that
mhm.
those lies that you were told may not be true,
Yeah.
right? Because we latch those on as our identity, and you don't, that's a choice,
Yeah.
right? You don't have to, that is a choice. So that's part of that rewiring of the brain, of recognizing that everything starts with a thought, and that thought leads to the feelings, and then that feeling leads to our behavior and our actions.
Mm,
So if we change that initial thought that I'm broken, right? If we change that thought, I'm whole, the feelings are going to shift and
mhm.
our actions are going to shift. So that's part of the rewiring that happens in therapy, of really understanding that it's the thoughts that we're latching onto that shape our world.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
That is really good. I hope you all are enjoying this show with our special guest, Kiana Joyner. If you are just tuning in, you can most definitely go back and watch the replay so that you can see this segment in its entirety. And it is really good. She has been taking us through this journey. And even if this is not for you in this moment, trust me, you may need it somewhere along the line, or you may know someone who needs it. So we ask that you share and that you tag so that other people can get this information, because this is some valuable information that can change your life. And later on in the show, Kiana is going to share with us how we can connect with her and with her services and everything that she has going on. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with more of our special guest, Kiana Joyner, as we are talking about that healing journey. We'll be right back. What does grace look like? It looks like you. It looks like me. Not because we're perfect, but because we've been forgiven, restored, and loved in spite of it all. Grace is showing up after the fire, choosing compassion over judgment and kindness when it's not deserved. It's power under control, strength wrapped in softness. It's Jesus. So today, extend the same grace you have been given. Look in the mirror. Grace looks like you. Welcome back to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O, and our special guest, Kiana Joyner, as we are talking about the healing journey. And this has been a great conversation. Listen, we talked about chewing,
Yeah,
chewing earlier.
we did.
You chewing on it like a beef jerky, but now we need to be swallowing and we need to be digesting this word that we are hearing on this evening. So we talked a little bit about some of the tools that we can use as we are going through our healing journey. And one of them was Kiana's amazing journal. So we really want you to be able to get the journal. And as I stated in the very beginning, we're giving away that journal. Here it is. We are giving away the journal. Take the step. Take the step. and it is 6 steps, correct?
Mhm.
It
Yep.
is 6 steps. And so shipping, everything is included. So all you have to do to get this journal is just go ahead and like this broadcast, tag someone, share it, let us know where you're from, all the things, and we will put your name in a drawing, and that will be one of the things that we're giving away along with some other items. But I really wanted to mention this journal because I do believe that it is life changing, and you will be able, this is one of the journals, because Kiana was sharing, she didn't want it to be the normal journal.
Right.
This is one that you are going to have to put in the work. You're going to
Mhm.
have to sit with yourself and put in the work.
Right. Yep.
So, yes, and as a matter of fact, we're going to give away two. Okay, so we'll do two of these journals because I really believe that it is going to help someone, and that's what we're all about here is making sure that we are whole. All right, can the church say Amen? All
Amen.
right, Amen. As we're continuing our conversation, we talked a little bit about the tools, which is the journal, but I want to ask you this question. So I'm going to use me for an example. I am
Yes.
overwhelmed. I am just all over the place. I'm just this, doing too much.
Yep.
Just- and I'm exhausted, and it's been happening for months, and just everything is happening. So, can someone like me begin my healing journey even if I'm feeling overwhelmed? Because we
Absolutely.
know how to recognize the patterns, but
Mhm.
can I still do it?
Yes, and what you're pointing out is the difference between many people have insight, right?
Mm.
But it doesn't translate to action,
Oh, okay.
right? We know something's wrong. We know we're depleted. We know we're overwhelmed. But just knowing that alone doesn't help you, right? We have to take the step, right? We
Mhm,
have to actually do something.
mhm,
So honestly, one of the most underrated tools is our breath.
mm,
Slowing down and just focusing on our own breath,
mm,
feeling it come in through our body, feeling it leave our body. Deep breathing is one of my favorite ways to relax, to pause, to take a moment,
mhm.
right? It doesn't cost any money, it doesn't
Yeah.
take any time. You're already doing things anyway. But many times when we're breathing in our chest. We're not actually that deep diaphragm
Mhm.
breathing, which helps to provide oxygen to the entire body. Most of us are walking around halfway hyperventilating,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's literally taking a moment, slowly inhale through your nose, slowly exhale through your mouth. Feel the body just kind of go limp, that like relaxed feeling where you're not holding anything up.
Mm,
And just continuing to breathe until you feel more relaxed, right? Until the thoughts start to slow down. That is the most underrated coping tool out there that is
yeah,
free,
yeah.
right? So I think that's huge. And I think sometimes people feel like, well, I don't have time to do self care. I don't have time to like do these extra things. And I'm a big proponent of how do we integrate it into what you're already doing? If you're driving to work, breathe intentionally, right? Rather than the road rage and
Mhm,
gripping the steering wheel so tight because someone just cuts you off, right? When you're in the shower, be in the shower, right? Mentally be in the shower. Feel the warmth of the water. See the steam. Breathe in whatever smells you have in there, right? Just kind of taking time when you're brushing your teeth. Can we focus and just brush our teeth and just focus on our teeth? It's the little things that can help us just to reconnect with our body,
mm.
reconnect with our own thoughts, and not being in such a rush all of the time because that's just not sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a class last Thursday and I was listening to, and they were talking about rest and burnout. And
Mhm,
I was listening to some of the high achieving women,
mhm,
and they were just like, how do we do it? They didn't know how to do it, and they kept saying, well, I can't because I got to take care of my team, I have to take care of my family, I have to do this, I have to do that.
mhm,
And we shared with them something very simple, was just what you said, just
mhm.
time, and even unplugging.
Yep.
And like
Yes.
even for me, and you have to train people. You have to train yourself and you have to train people, right? And so like even for me, everyone knows, even my parents, they know after a certain time, I am not on the phone, you
Yep.
know. And especially if somebody's calling me about some business. No, I'm not on
Mhm,
the phone with you. I will talk to you the next day. And
mhm.
so I've trained them. So my phone is not ringing all times of the night. I'm not getting text
Yeah.
messages.
Right.
I need to shut it down.
Mhm.
I just need to so that I can function,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah, and
know?
what you're describing is a boundary.
Yeah,
And that's something we hadn't talked about yet too, that many people do not set proper boundaries with those around you.
yeah.
And that's why we're feeling so drained, 'cause we have to be on all the time, you know?
Mhm.
And for many people's jobs, you don't need to be checking work email at 9 o'clock at night. For most people's
Absolutely
jobs, you
not.
know? Or we've trained people that they can call us at all times of night. So
Yeah.
we're on edge, pins and needles, can't even sleep because we
Mhm.
don't know who may need us. And we're really training people to be dependent.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and you're wondering, why are they always calling me? Well, you've conditioned them to do so. You've taught
mm,
them that that's okay
yeah,
because there's a lack of boundaries there.
yeah.
Right. So,
Right.
what you're talking about, you've set boundaries to promote and help your mental health, which
Mhm.
is huge because we teach people how to treat us. If you don't like how a relationship is going, it's because you're allowing it to be that way.
Yeah, so true.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, y'all, we are still over here eating the steak. So, you know we are eating the steak, like the prime of it, right? Not
Yes.
the fat part, but we are still eating it. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to be wrapping up with Kiana, and she's going to give us an encouraging word and how we can get in contact with her, her services, and how we can just connect with her. So we will be right back after this quick break. Hey, beautiful. Yes, you. Want to live well, think well, and glow from the inside out? Let's talk wellness, Jackie O style. Here are your top 3 wellness tips to keep your crown high and your spirit higher. Protect your peace. Say no without guilt. Block the drama. And sis, rest is a right, not a reward. Nourish your body and mind. Drink your water, eat your greens, and feed your soul with the Word of God daily. Create a daily glow movement. Every 10 minutes, journal, stretch, or sit in stillness. Your glow deserves space. Small steps, big glow. Follow Jackie O for more wellness that fits your real life. Because when you think well, you live well. Jackie O, helping women glow from the inside out. We honor the trailblazers, the innovators, the unstoppable women who inspire us every single day. From history makers to everyday heroes, women continue to break barriers, uplift communities, and shine their light. Here's to you, your strength, your resilience, your glow. Because when women rise, we all rise. Through smiles, laughter, and shared moments, human connection bridges hearts, transcending barriers, and illuminating the beauty of our shared humanity. In every glance, touch, and conversation, we find solace, understanding, and belonging. Cherish the bonds that unite us, for in them lies the essence of our existence. It's all about the connection. Get ready to start your month with inspiration and empowerment. Motivational Monday with Jackie O streams live every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join me as we dive into conversations that help you think well, live well, and glow. From practical tips to powerful stories, this is your space to reset, refocus, and rediscover your best self. Don't miss it. Mark your calendars and catch the glow live. Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O. Welcome back to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O, and my special guest, Kiana Joyner. We have been talking about soul work, putting in the work, the journey, the healing journey. Listen, there are so many nuggets. There are so many nuggets. I hope you have been enjoying the show. And if you've missed some parts of it, go ahead and watch the replay. Take notes. I don't know if you're like me, but I'll watch something and, just take it in, and then I'll watch it again and I'll take the notes, and then I'll watch it again. Right. And so this is one of those episodes that's what you have to do to make sure that you get everything that we've been talking about tonight. And there's so much more, but we only have an hour.
Yes.
Kiana is going to share with us. She is going to give us some encouraging words, something that she wants to leave with you all, and how to connect with her so that you can continue on this journey even after tonight. Take it away.
So the biggest piece, as I said before, is just knowing that healing is possible. You do not have to stay stuck. It is your right to be able to thrive. We don't have to just survive. We don't have to just make it. You can thrive. Don't let the insight just stay insight. Take action. And whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't mean it has to be therapy, but do something, right? Don't have this just be an inspiring conversation that you left feeling charged up. Take the step. And if you want to find me, if you want to do therapy, if you want to buy the journal, if you didn't get the drawing, or anything too, you can buy that right on our website, souljourneyproject.com. You can follow us on social media at Soul Journey Project. We would love to connect with you, love to answer any questions, and really be a support on your journey.
Thank you so much, Kiana, for being with us this evening. This was a very insightful, very impactful, and it was also a call to action show where, just as Kiana was speaking, that you have the information, and it feels good, it sounds good, but now it's time to put in the action, for us to put in the work. And so thank you again so much for being with us on this evening.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, ma'am. We will be right back, and we're going to talk about our giveaways and our next show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. If you're looking to be motivated, inspired, and be the best version of your authentic self, I recommend you watching The Jackie O Show.
I'm all the way in Japan. Sometimes I'm not able to watch it live, so I am able to watch it on a replay. And I just want to say, they do motivate.
It's going to be jam-packed with so many amazing women, all ready to motivate and inspire you to live well and think well.
Welcome back to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O, where we were having a conversation with Kiana Joyner on the soul work, putting in the work, the healing journey. So we have some giveaways that we want to give away on this evening. The winner will be announced in the morning. All you have to do to qualify is like the broadcast, tag someone, share it, comment, and your name will go into the drawing. And so we'll be doing that this evening. And again, we will be announcing the winner in the morning. All right. So we have 2 of these journals, which is by Kiana Joyner. We're giving away 2 journals. Take the step. Take the step. And it's 6 steps in here for you to put in the work. This will include your shipping, handling, everything, and it will be autographed. So all you have to do is once we let you know that you're a winner, then we will get all of your shipping information so that we can get that sent to you. The next giveaway we have is I Am the Ancestor. I Am the Ancestor is by Monique Smith. Monique Smith also has such an amazing story. She is considered the longest living Jane Doe. She was a past guest on our show. Her story was also made into a Lifetime movie, Not My Family, the Monique Smith story. Very good. I've read this book. This is an amazing book. So this is going to be another one of our giveaways. We also have the Oh Girl Yes Self-Care Coloring Book and Things. This is another one of our giveaways. It is our own coloring book. It's 89 pages. It's a hardcover. It has scriptures, affirmations, coloring pages, self-care activities. Really great just for you to take the time and just slow down. And lastly, we are going to be giving away one of our calming butters. This is a 4 ounce of our original calming butter. We will be giving that away as well. So again, all you have to do is comment, like, share, tag someone, and that's it. And we will put your name in a drawing, and then we will announce the winners on tomorrow morning. And we will also let the winners know. We will send you a message that you have won. So our next show is going to be Monday, April the 4th. I'm sorry, April the 6th. Monday, April the 6th will be our next Motivational Monday with Jackie O. And I promise you, it is going to be another hot one. So we hope that you enjoy the rest of your month. And we are looking forward to seeing you on April the 6th. See you then. Bye.